Hello everyone. Imagine that you have hurt your arm while doing something simple, like playing a sport or tripping while carrying groceries. You are taken to the hospital and the doctor tells you that you will need a cast. Most of us think of a cast as something rigid, plain, and purely medical. Mhm. But there's much more to it than that. Today, my name is Amruddin, and I'll show you how a plaster of Paris cast is crafted to fit each patient perfectly, and how this process is actually an amazing combination of art and science. In fact, there's an incredible skill that goes into each cast. It's not just a medical job, but a form of craftsmanship. So today, let's go on a journey through the fascinating world of orthopedic casting with Plaster of Paris. We'll explore its history, the detailed steps involved in making a cast, and how each cast becomes a unique piece of wearable art. Plaster of Paris has been used by humans for thousands of years, long before hospital even existed. It is called plaster of Paris because it was initially mined from gypsum quarries near Paris, France. This material was incredibly popular in ancient Egypt, where artisans used it to create intricate sculptures, burial masks, and even the decorative details on temples and tombs. Just imagine those ancient artisans using similar material for something so different from today's medical cast. Over time, people discovered that plaster of Paris is not only great for art but also extremely useful in medicine. By the 1800s, doctors were using it to immobilize broken bones, as it could be molded to the shape of a limb, then hardening into a sturdy support. It's been a staple in orthopedics ever since, blending the artistry of sculpting with the practical need to heal and protect. So, why do we still use plaster of Paris in orthopedics? What makes it so special? There are a few unique qualities that make POP perfect for medical casts. First, when mixed with water, it becomes soft and moldable, so it can take any shape. This means that it can perfectly fit into a patient arm or leg or other injured body parts. Then, within a few minutes, it hardens into a solid supportive shell, making it ideal for immobilizing fracture. The magic of POP in this transformation from a soft, pliable material to a hard protective layer. This change because POP, which is essentially gypsum, undergoes a chemical reaction when it gets wet. It rehydrates and forms a network of crystals that give it both strength and durability. Once set, it's like a rock solid shell around the injured area, protecting it while it heals. But despite how rough it is, how tough it is, POP is also very lightweight, which make it easier for patients to move around with their cast. Now then, we know POP is used, let's go through the process of creating a cast. This is where the real artistry and skill comes in. The first step is preparing the material. Plaster of Paris usually comes in roll of gauze that are coated with the powder plaster. When the doctor or technician is ready to start, they will have a bucket of warm water nearby, along with scissors, padding, and some protective covering to keep everything clean. To activate the plaster, the technician dips the roll in warm water. This is an important step. The warm water helps the plaster absorb moisture and begins its transformation from powder to moldable plaster. But there's a fine balance here. Too much and it will become runny, and too little water and it won't mold properly. Once the plaster is ready, the technician begins wrapping it around the injured limb. They do this layer by layer, smoothing each wrap to ensure there are no gaps or bumps. Each layer has to be applied carefully and with the just right amount of tension. If it is too tight, and it could cut off the circulation of the limb. If it's too loose, it won't provide enough support. Here, the technician's skills really comes through. They have to work quickly as the plaster begin hardening in minutes, so there's not much time to adjust or fix any mistakes. The real artistry happens as the plaster start to set. The technician or doctor will carefully mold the plaster to fit the contours of the patient body, pressing gently to make sure it's snug but comfortable. This patient requires a steady hand and an understanding of anatomy because they need to know exactly where to press and to give the best support without causing pain. After a few minutes, the plaster starts to harden, creating a secure shell. But the job isn't quite done. The technician will smooth any rough edges, trim any excess plaster, and check that everything fits comfortably. They might even add extra layer to reinforce a certain area depending on the injury location and severity. So cars today don't have to be plain and white. Many patients, especially children, get to choose their favorite colors for their cars. Some even add design, stickers, or drawing to make their cars unique. This little touch of creativity helps make the healing process a bit more fun and personal. Imagine a child with cars covered in their favorite superhero stickers. That cars becomes more than just medical device. It's part of their personality. This customizability turns each car into a little piece of wearable art. It's also a reminder that even in the clinical world of hospital, there's a room for individual expression and creativity. As much POP as casting is an art, it's also very scientific. The thickness and layering of the cast have just to be right. For example, an arm cast for a wrist fracture needs a different thickness than a leg cast for a broken shin. The science here is precise. Each cast is made to hold the bones it is perfectly still, so it can heal correctly. And the POP itself, with its chemical properties, does an excellent job of providing solid support without being too heavy. Doctors and technicians also use their knowledge of anatomy to create casts that don't just support the bone but align with natural movement. This helps patients regain function faster once the cast comes off. So even though each cast is made by hand, the process is backed by a lot of medical knowledge. This is something inspiring about casts. It represents healing, resilience, and the body's natural ability to repair itself. Every cast tells a story of the patient, the injury, and the process of recovery. And because each cast is carefully crafted for that one person, it's a one-of-kind creation. It's amazing to think that something so practical and can also hold so much meaning. So, in conclusion, to wrap up, I hope I have shown you today that plaster of Paris casts are more than just medical tools. They are a blend of science and artistry, a collaboration between the doctor's and technician hand and patient's body. From the careful layering to the finishing touches, each cast is crafted with precision, skill, and touch of creativity. So the next time you see someone with a cast, remember the artistry and science that went into making it. It more than just a shell. It's a handmade piece of medical art designed to heal and protect. So that's all from me. Thank you for listening, and how I hope this has given you a new appreciation for the art and science behind orthopedic casting. Thank you.